This is Pradeep from Palo Alto Networks. Today in this video I'm going to show a simple configuration where we want to block YouTube access and allow embedded YouTube videos. So real quick, the network diagram would be something like this. So when a client connects to YouTube, comes to the firewall, the connection gets blocked. And then the same thing if there are this embedded YouTube that are on third-party websites, that would be allowed by the firewall. So this is a simple flow network diagram, and let's take a look at the configuration. So first of all, for this to work, we need to make sure that we do have a decryption policy configured. So here in this video, in this example, we can see that I have the source IP addresses, and that they are going to outside, and I am doing a decryption on these on this traffic. Reason why we need the decryption, because otherwise it's HTTPS SSL traffic. We need to decrypt it to see the actual SSL handshake and what URL client is trying to go to. This could work without decryption, but the results are inconsistent. So we recommend having a decryption policy. That way firewall knows better what is the exact URL that client is trying to go to. So to begin with, let me show you the URL category. So this is a very simple configuration. What we did, we created two URL categories. One is YouTube, and we just added star.youtube.com, and then this is one custom URL category, and the second custom URL category is this override YouTube, or for the embedded YouTube videos. These are the sites that we added. There is a KB article on our website that shows what all is needed. Only thing that is not added in the KB article is this one. I added this when I was testing this. I noticed on the Mac devices, Apple devices, I could not get the video to work, and I saw that it was trying to use this URL to connect to. So I added this, and then it started working. So these are the two URL categories that are there. Pretty simple. We are not going to configure anything URL filtering. We'll just go ahead and configure to security policies. So let me show you the security policies real quick. So first thing is we are going to allow on the top, so that it gets allowed before it's blocked. So the source is these three IP addresses and destination any, and here I'm adding the override YouTube URL category, and then the action is allowed. Same thing here, YouTube block, it's the same configuration, and I'm adding the YouTube URL category, and action is denied. So that way when the youtube.com, somebody goes to youtube.com, it hits this policy instead of the first one, which is the YouTube embedded. Okay, so this is the configuration, and here let's take a look. So one thing I forgot to mention is let me show you real quick, is this get info video. In the KB it mentioned that you had to add this unique get video info, and then star.paloaltonetworks.com. so there is a way to find out what exactly you need to add. That's also mentioned in the KB article. And since we have this paloaltonetworks.com, the embedded video configured here is because it is going to paloaltonetworks.com, it will allow it. And I have another URL where it's not going to Palo Alto Network, but it is embedded. So this one, if we click, it's not going to work, even though it shows YouTube, but it will time out. And let's wait for it to time out. And similarly, if I go to youtube.com, this would be blocked right away. And this is on our website, a knowledge base article, it has embedded video. So if you click on this, it will be so because we have added this Palo Alto Networks.com, it is allowing us to serve embedded video only on anything that has Palo Alto Networks in the URL. So if you want to add your company or any website that basically is adding or configuring, so for example, like this is bulkreefsupply.com. So if we want to make this work, we would have to add this as a get lab info in here for it to take effect. So why don't we try that real quick. So instead of Palo Alto, let me add this bulk free supply. Again, this is the guess that it is going to use this as embedded video, but the right way is to inspect the video and find out what exactly it's trying to go. So let me go ahead and add this and commit this change. And after this is committed, we will do the same test again and find out whether it's been allowed or whether it's blocked. After this is committed, I'm guessing that this will not work and this will work, and this will not work because we do have YouTube configured. So let's wait for a couple of minutes for it to finish committing. Okay, this one is up there. Okay, we can take a look at that later. So now my hope is if we refresh this should not be allowed. Let's see. Okay, it's spinning. In the meantime, let's come here and refresh this. Okay, there we go. So now this is working as expected and this should not work. So that's all about the configuration. So this is basically you can just use the URL that is hosting that website. So you don't have to put everything, just like a part of it. Since we have the asterisks on both the sides, it should be good enough. But again, we have to make sure the decryption is enabled on the firewall for it to work consistently. Alright, that's all about this video. Thank you.